You know who I'm thinking about a lot right now? Tariq Mahanna. If you don't know who Tariq Mahanna is, he is so critical to this current conversation that we're having around free speech and Mahmoud Khalil. So Tariq Mahanna was an Egyptian American who lived in Boston. And in 2009, he was arrested for quote unquote providing material support to terrorist organizations. The support in question was that Tariq spent a lot of time online translating and reading documents that belonged to nefarious groups, such as Al-Qaeda. Tariq's case ended up catching the attention of a lot of people who worked on constitutional rights, specifically the First Amendment, because here's the thing. Tariq was accused of having unsavory speech. It is not a crime. In fact, it is a legally protected right in this country for you to translate and read documents that may be from unsavory, nefarious organizations, including organizations seen as a threat to U.S. national security. In 2012, Tariq was sentenced to 17 years in prison. And his case became and still remains a massive landmark in free speech persecution in this country. Because his case made it very clear that when it comes to speech, when it comes to free speech, when it comes to the constitutionally protected First Amendment, the speech of Muslims and Arabs in particular deserved another tier of treatment. And while there are other elements to this case, for instance, Tariq traveling abroad and prosecutors arguing that he's tried to seek training and in Yemen to go fight in Iraq and whatnot, the case itself still ultimately was focused on what he was writing and translating and posting online. You don't need to like someone, but you do need to understand how constitutionally protected rights work. And if those rights are not applicable to all Americans, what's the point? Because then that means that your constitutionally protected right can be taken from you because maybe what you did, maybe what you said was seen as unsavory to those in power. So when we look at the case right now of Mahmoud Khalil, who is a legal permanent resident of the United States, and we look at how the accusation against him is not about any criminal activity, but about his speech. And then we're like, how can we do this? How is this legal? How is this constitutional? There's precedent.